Welcome, goddesses and warriors, to another episode of Get It Girl. My name is Natasha Martinez, and I am so excited to chat with our guest today because, trust me, you're going to be saving her songs on your favorites playlist on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. Her name is Milla Santana. She's a Brazilian artist. Milla, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yes, I was listening to your music and I'm like, I have needed this in my life for so long. It is so beautiful. Your voice is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That makes me extremely happy because I've been working really hard on it.
I love it. Okay, so I mentioned you're a Brazilian artist. You were born in Brazil but raised in New York City. So how have both of those backgrounds contributed to your work?
Oh my, so much. I mean, being born in Brazil and also, growing up with a family that loves music and loves the culture, it has influenced and shaped so much of who I am in every sense. But then again, growing up in New York and Queens, out of all places, which is one of the most diverse cities in the world, I've been influenced by so many different sounds and cultures and other Latinos. So it was really exciting to finally have a chance to get in the studio and try to throw all of that into a melting pot and come up with, what you guys have already heard, which is a little taste of the full project. And it's nice. It's nice to see it come to life.
For sure. And I bet it feels refreshing to do something that's so authentic to you. I love that nowadays there are so many Latin artists that feel like they can be successful singing, rapping, speaking in their own language. Does it feel that way for you? Was there ever a time when you thought maybe you couldn't bring your culture into your music?
Oh my, so much. I've been singing my entire life, and I've always, again, listened to so many different types of music, been inspired by so many different singers. But for whatever reason, I always felt boxed in, especially when I was asked, wait, so are you an R&B singer? But you're this Brazilian girl and this and that. And I'm like, but like, I'm both. I love it all, So again, to finally be able to make it sound tight and like cohesive and for it to reflect who I truly am, which, I'm just as much as Brazil as I am, American and a New Yorker. So I wanted to represent both,
Absolutely. And I definitely identify with that as well because people just see, oh, she's Latina and she's Nicaraguan, Mexican, but I also grew up here in America and I have both cultures. And it's so frustrating when people continue to put you in a box. So I can definitely relate to just being like, no, I'm everything. This is who I am. Are you still living in New York City?
I am.
Okay. So how does the New York vibe come into the personality of your music?
Oh man, New Yorkers have an attitude like nowhere else in the world, in so many ways. I think definitely, my lyrics, especially with this last song, Calor, it's very empowering and it's talking about a girl who hustles. Like the second verse, I sing, on my grind early in the morning, baby, 24/7, day and night, baby, I'm performing, when I say I'm on it, yeah, baby, I'm on it, chasing this paper, but I make time for you. So that entire verse right there.
Whoa, we just got a miniature concert here on Get It Girl. Wow, that was amazing. If I started singing, it'd be like, Your voice is stunning. Love it. Continue with your answer. I just needed to.
Oh, but yeah, that second verse, I'm sorry, that second verse, is talking about a girl who hustles. And I mean, that's not a shout out to women only in New York, of course. I know, and I'm so proud to see women really hustling and doing their thing all over the world, right? But being a New Yorker, especially, you know, it's the city that never sleeps. So the whole 24/7 reference, it's all, you know, a reference to my own journey. And, you know, I'm a girl who works really hard. So I had to put that in there.
I just got pumped for that. I'm like, I'm not
Hey, good.
You know, in the start of your career, maybe not many people know, but you used to sing background for a lot of huge artists like Nick Jonas, Demi Lovato, her, who I love. What did you learn from being a backup singer, and did any of those artists in particular teach you anything about your own artistry or maybe even your career?
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, first and foremost, you know, it's such a privilege to have those opportunities to work with artists of that nature. I mean, they're huge all over the world, and there's definitely so much to learn from it. Um, those were, man, there were moments that, you know, it was like nerve wracking a little bit, but I'm the type of person that's like always up for a challenge, and I'm always looking for, you know, the opportunity to grow. I remember when I sang background for Nick Jonas, it was an event here in Brooklyn. And right before we got on stage, he looked at us and he said, listen, let's have fun, you know? And it brought me back to the place that I always want to be in. You know, I do music because I love it and I want to connect with people and I want people to be inspired. So I will never forget that, you know, and I'm always reminding myself when I'm doing my own stuff, when I'm giving people advice, I always tell them, and I tell myself, you got to have fun with it, you know, because people are really going to pick up on it.
For sure. If you're not having fun, it's not translating in your energy. And as we know, you know, energy is everything, especially as a performer. People are going to feel that. So I love that you got that advice, and definitely something I'm going to take into my own life. So when did you decide to pursue your solo career as an artist?
Oh, okay. So I have been singing ever since I was a little girl. And ever since I was a little girl, I always knew that it was what I wanted to do. But life kind of takes you, you know, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans, yes, as John Lennon said. But things really took a turn for me about 2 years ago. I actually went to school for communication and marketing, and I was working at a PR agency, and I was having some really cool opportunities there too. But while still doing music, by the way. So the hustle was real, you know?
There.
The hustle was real, but it just got to a point where I was 24/7, like I did not stop. And I really understood that in order for me to go further in my PR marketing career, I was going to have to let music go. Or if I really wanted to go further with my music career, I was going to have to let the 9 to 5 go, the stable job. And it was so clear for me, because it was so clear for me at that point that what I needed to do was music, you know, because I was doing the 9 to 5, and I'm very grateful for every opportunity that I've had in and outside of music. But when you know, you know, and my first love was music, so I had to stay true to that.
Was there any anxiety in leaving the 9 to 5 and choosing this creative job that, while obviously you're talented, there's no guarantee that it's going to kick off in the way that it thankfully has for you? But did you have anxiety about that when you made that decision?
You know, before I quit my job, I always thought the day that I'd quit my job, I'd be like super happy and like, yes, I finally did it. But no, girl, like I came home and I was like, what did I do? And I was nervous. I was really nervous. But I just felt God tell me, like, at the end of the day, I'm your provider. You know, you think it's your employer and you think that it's this person and that person, and they're all a source for you to be blessed, definitely. But your provider is God. Like, I really truly believe that, you know, and he has not failed me. And till this day, like, I'm trusting the journey, because this is what I was born to do.
You just took me to church.
Amen.
Yep. Amen. All right. Well, speaking on, your leap of faith in your career, and it's going amazing. Tell me about your debut single, Something Real. Girl, I heard that and immediately was like, this is on my favorites playlist. It is such a great song. What was it like for you to release your debut and then get the reaction back from it?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you've had a chance to go on my Instagram, but it was but I was very emotional. And I remember staying up till midnight, of course, to make sure that my song was actually going to be out and everything went according to plan. And the minute I searched my name and I saw Something Real, girl, I just started bawling. I was crying so much because, it's like all the sacrifice, all the hard work, it's a song, but there's so much behind that, there's a whole story. It's my life. And I cried and I was very emotional. And then to get the reaction that I got from everybody and, to have 2 singles out, being a brand new artist in the middle of a year that has been so challenging for all of us. I really hope that it's a testament to people that, when it's your time, it's your time. When God says go, go, and the rest he'll take care of. So that's what it's been like for me.
And speaking of, these times, were there any challenges in releasing music during a pandemic? Were there maybe certain things that you had to consider that you wouldn't have if we were back in 2019, not staying at home?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as an artist, everything that I do, like I never want to make it about me. It's so much bigger than that. Again, it's the story. I want people to connect with what I'm singing, what I'm saying, and even my life, so initially we had planned to release Something Real sooner, but with everything that was going on, it didn't feel right.
Yeah.
So definitely a lot of our plans changed. I mean, I had travel plans, I had shows, I had events, I had things that were, mapped out, and it's okay. I mean, we'll get back to doing shows, hopefully sooner rather than later. But we're in a way, like, we're rolling with the punches, but doing what we can, right, with what we have. So after much thought, we decided, okay, let's put this out, because in a way, as artists, and I've kind of realized this even more this year, the role that we play in society, and building people up and being a breath of fresh air, in a really tough time. So I'm really glad that I get to release music and I get to bring a little bit of joy and a little bit of a relief, through my art.
You are definitely a breath of fresh air, and I think that that's super apparent in your most recent single. I'm going to not say it in the accent, calor, but you say, how do you say it? Calor?
Calor.
Calor. I can't say it.
Yeah, I mean, Portuguese and Spanish are so similar. It's like
similar, yes, but calor.
Very good.
You sing in Portuguese in that song. What was it like to bring your language into this single?
So exciting. Portuguese, I mean, I know I'm biased, but I think it's such a pretty language.
It is.
Yeah, it's such a pretty language. And again, I'm all about, introducing people to new things, new sounds, new ideas. So I thought, with the beat being inspired by Brazilian funky, which is a dope rhythm born in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, it was only right that I sprinkle it with my first language.
I'll say that Portuguese on the
Just
track.
a little bit, yeah.
You know, it's cool because we've obviously seen the Latin music scene explode with Spanish singers and rappers. But how do you hope that people embrace your mix of Portuguese and Brazilian into your work? You know, because people can sometimes forget, like, that's Latin as well.
Yeah, with the whole Portuguese thing, I mean, being Brazilian, you know, you want to rep it, but overall, although it's a language that maybe isn't being used as much yet, we do represent a huge part of Latin America. And I think overall, like, people are always like so excited when you tell them that you're from Brazil. You
Yeah.
know, I feel like we're so well received. Thank God. Our culture, our music is very well received. Although, you know, we're still making progress as far as it being, you know, a universal sound. It's well received, essentially, by the people who have already been exposed to it. So, you know, I just want to be one of those people that help move it forward, and, you know, doing it all for the culture, for not only Brazilians but us Latinos in general.
Before I let you go, obviously we're doing this from an at-home situation because it is COVID, but that doesn't mean that we can have a little bit of fun with
Of course.
COVID. So I want to play a little quarantine type of game. So I'm going to go through a few certain different scenarios, and you just answer honestly. So the first
Right.
one is, how often have you been showering? Is it the usual amount of times, more than usual, or definitely less than usual?
I like to shower in the morning to get me ready for my day. And you know, it's an entire day and it's the summer, girl. So after my workout,
Oh,
I like to
yeah,
shower
it has
before
been
bed.
humid in New York, so I know you're probably like, okay, shower maybe twice a day.
Yep, yep.
So what has been your guilty pleasure that you've really leaned into so far? Is it watching bad TV, becoming a Zoom addict, or being in your pajamas like every day?
You know, I've had some weeks where I was watching like reality TV to like disconnect a little bit from work and stuff, but
You got to. If there's a
I
time to do it, it's now.
I know, but I'm proud to say I haven't like binged like the
Okay.
entire time. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you are better than me. I've been definitely binging. Grey's Anatomy is on repeat. I finished all 5 seasons of Gilmore Girls. Actually, I think it's 8 seasons of Gilmore Girls. So you
Okay.
guys know what I've been doing in quarantine. Okay. Some more questions. You know, TikTok really had its huge rise when everyone was staying at home. Have you mastered it yet? Have you joined? Are you TikTok obsessed?
I did in the beginning. I was doing a few videos here and there, but I couldn't keep up, to be honest.
Oh, it's hard.
Management is gonna, yeah, they're gonna be upset because that's a thing. It is. It's so much to keep up with. It's Instagram.
It's a great opportunity because you can get so many people to like have their eyeballs on you, but it's no joke, people. Okay.
No.
All right. Did you or did you not attempt an at-home haircut?
No.
Oh, good.
No, all this hair here, I need a professional to take care of it.
I feel you. There was a point though when I was like, I need to cut these split ends. It was driving me crazy. Okay. Did you successfully stock up on toilet paper?
Yes.
Now, have you finished on what you've purchased? Because I literally still have rolls of toilet paper that I had like hoarded because I don't know why we were so scared to not have toilet paper. And they're still there. I'm like, okay, I didn't need to go that crazy. Do you still have yours, or you did it in moderation?
No, I guess I did it in moderation because we've gone back for more.
Okay. I love it. And how many hobbies have you picked up? New hobbies or old hobbies?
I don't know that you can consider this a hobby, but I guess for what I do, it's good to have like editing videos. I learned that. I did set up my at-home studio, so that comes in handy since
Yeah.
I need to be writing. But I've gone hiking also quite a few times.
Yeah,
So there
definitely.
have been a few things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like with everything closed, it's just kind of not forced people, but have opened up being outside in nature a lot more. And I always felt like I love to be outside in nature. I love to hike, but I would always choose other things to do rather than like taking a hike. And now I'm like, oh, let's go for a hike. And it's so good for the body and soul. Feels great. So I feel
It's
you on
wonderful.
that. How
100%. Out of
about
every summer in New York, this is the summer that I think I've been out to the beach and done things like hiking more than ever
yeah,
before. So,
that's
yeah,
great. That's amazing. How about the biggest lesson that you've learned thus far in 2020?
man, so appreciate today
Mm,
because appreciate your routine, the small things. You don't know what tomorrow brings. Last year, maybe some of us were complaining about things that this year were stripped away from us. So, just be grateful for what you do have.
definitely. I love that. And it's a great note to wrap up this interview. It's been such a pleasure to talk to you and hear about all your plans for the rest of 2020. How can people find you and stream your music online?
Sure. Well, you guys can follow me on Instagram, Milla. How did I almost forget my own name? Milla Santana. Follow me on Spotify, all that good stuff, and stream my music.
Stream. We will be streaming. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another Get It Girl episode, quarantine edition. Thank you, Milla Santana, for joining us. Best of luck to you. Very excited. You guys, be sure to follow us on Get It Girl TV on Instagram and LATV Network. I'm Natasha. Until next time, bye.
Bye.